Crystal Estep from the Medical Center, and she's going to bring us up to date what all's happening. I know there have been a lot of rumors around, but she's got the answers. Welcome, Crystal.
Well, thank you. I might have the answers. Don't have the
Oh, we
answers to
depend on
everything.
you.
Well, what's going on at the Medical Center, there's not too much chaos going on, but there are some rumors going around. Dr. Pham resigned last Thursday. There's rumors going around as to why, and he retired. I believe he was probably planning it earlier, but he is of retirement age, and a lot of people don't realize he's of retirement age, but he did decide to retire. We're in the process of looking for another physician at this time.
Okay.
If you are a patient of Dr. Pham's, you will be getting a letter in your cubby. Right now, I'm trying to finish them up to let them know that Dr. Pham has resigned and left the practice so that they could pick another provider. We do have other providers that they can see, and it's just as easy to get into them as it is Dr. Pham. So if you are a patient of Dr. Pham's, you can call the Medical Center and see what your options are for providers as well.
Okay.
Dr. B is back.
Wonderful.
She came back last Monday. That is a blessing. Everybody's glad she's back, and I know she is. She said she was getting cabin fever.
I imagine so.
So she's happy to be back, and she's been busy and then some since she's been back. Patient portal. I know the patient portal has been up and running. I have received some questions about the patient portal. Today I was supposed to be with the computer club to show how to maneuver through the patient portal. My corporate partners are here today, so this afternoon I had to actually reschedule, so it will be May 8th now.
Okay.
I do have some printouts of actually how to maneuver through the patient portal. So if anybody's interested, they can come down and grab them from the Medical Center.
Tell me a little more about this patient portal, because I know practically every doctor I go to has one, and I've never really seen the worth of it. So convince me that I should use it.
Well, trying to convince you that you should use it is coming from the wrong person, because we have one too with the military, and sometimes it is hard to maneuver through, and that's why on May 8th I want to be with the computer club and go through step by step on how to maneuver through it. The purpose of the patient portal is for the resident to be able to go in and see their labs instead of having to come down to the Medical Center and get a copy of them.
Oh, okay.
They can see their labs, they can change their demographics, whether it be a phone number, whether it be their power of attorney, who to contact in case of an emergency. If they have changes on their medications from an outside physician, instead of bringing the paperwork down, they can write a little message in the patient portal to us so that we can make sure it's documented in their chart that their medications have changed. You can use it for medication refill requests. On the medication refill request, though, the one thing to remember is if you haven't been seen in 6 months to a year, we're going to call you and tell you you have to be seen in order to get that refill request. The one thing about the portal that I ask, because all the messages come to me and then I filter them out where they go, is I've seen a couple come through that are urgent messages. Make sure that you do call the Medical Center if you have an emergency, because the patient portal, I only check it 3 times a day to make sure that all the messages are gone through.
Yes. Might not get seen as soon as it should.
Exactly, and it could sit there 2-3 hours and you should have been seen by then.
Right.
So if it's an emergency, don't put it through the portal. Make sure that you call the Medical Center or stop down. We do with the patient portal, another thing that is nice is if you've seen one of our physicians for back pain or any other issues that require a specialist, you can go through the patient portal and ask for a referral to somebody on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Because we've seen you for that problem, we have no problem putting the referral in so that you don't have to come down, be seen again, and then another referral. It just saves that extra step for the residents.
Okay.
I remember in the old days you had to come down for absolutely everything.
Right.
And now it's just not feasible sometimes. And if we've already seen you for certain problems, we should be able to put that referral in, and then you just make an appointment with that physician.
Good.
Hopefully it seems to be going okay. I do know there's a lot more education to come for the patient portal. I do have a test patient under my name, and I can see where some of the confusion comes from. One thing that I do ask is if there are questions about the patient portal, you're more than welcome to get them to me before May 8th, because then hopefully I can have answers for them. I'm the type of person I'd rather come to you with the answers than be, oh, I'll get back to you. So if there's any questions about the patient portal, make sure you come down and see me before May 8th. My door's always open. I'm willing to sit down and talk about it as well.
Okay.
So that will be May 8th. The other things that aren't really new with the clinic, but I want to remind the residents, is the new Medicare cards they started sending them out in April, so watch your mail for the new Medicare cards. It is no longer your Social Security number on it.
Right.
So as soon as you get your Medicare cards, make sure that you bring it down to the medical center so we can scan it into your chart. The one thing with Medicare is they're very particular, so if we don't have it, or even your middle initial, then they're going to push back and not pay your bill, and it saves a lot of hassle just to bring it down to the medical center at the time. Another program that we are going to, well, it's been here. We're just getting in the flow of it now that the medical center is flowing pretty good, is the Care Path program. And we're actually calling patients that were on the Care Path program in the old system called Centricity.
I'm not familiar with that.
So the Care Path program, what it is you live here at Green Spring, but you might have an outside primary care doctor.
Oh, okay.
So you come and you see one of our physicians. It can be any of them. You sit with them for about 45 minutes. You go over all your medical issues, your medication. We have all that in the computer system. And then if you come down with a cold or any other illness that you want to be seen ASAP, but not outside at your primary care provider because you just don't feel like going, you can come down to the medical center and be seen for acute reasons because we have all your information.
Oh, okay.
The only thing about the Care Path program is we want to see you once a year just to update that. Mm-hmm. And if we see you once a year, then you're more than welcome to use us for acute visits too.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And that will, it's rolled out now, but the CMAs are calling patients that were on it prior to our new electronic medical records so that we can make sure nobody's fallen through the cracks.
Good, good.
We do have a meet and greet with our physicians at the end of the month. It's the 26th.
Oh,
I am
okay.
putting it, it'll be in the Villager and in Cubbies as well. For residents that don't see anybody at the medical center, they will get an invite. It's at Village Square in the Acatink room, and it'll be from 11:30 to 1. We are closing down the medical center at that time.
What
so
day
that
of the week is that?
It is a Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
All the providers will be there, including the staff, and it'll give people time to come down and mingle. Me, I know the personality I want as a physician. I like the
Right.
straightforward people, where some people like the ones that aren't so straightforward. So it gives residents time to mingle with them, get to know them, ask them
idea.
questions, find out where they came from, what their background is, and be able to mingle with the staff as well. I think it's important to know the staff as
Yes.
well as the physicians, because that's who the residents deal with most of the time is the staff.
Right.
And then they can put a name to the face. So we will be doing that. There'll be cookies and coffee, so I know people will be there.
Of course.
Yes, there'll be cookies and coffee. Like I said, there will be an invite that goes in the cubbies
Wonderful.
as well for
That
everybody.
sounds great.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It will be fun.
Especially new residents who, have moved here from elsewhere and don't have a doctor yet, and they're thinking, who in the world am I going to go to? Pick a name out of the hat, but
Exactly.
this will give them a chance to meet them.
Exactly.
That's great.
And if you make an appointment with one, it doesn't mean you have to stick with that
Right.
provider. You can always change to another provider. This just gives you the opportunity to get started.
That's great.
Yes, and cardiology. We have a cardiologist that is hopefully signing the lease as we speak. I just sent it back to him yesterday. Once he signs the lease, we'll have a date of when he's going to come out. It will be Thursdays that he's here, Thursday
on
mornings.
Thursdays.
Yep. He's going to do a half a session, which is 4 hours to start. He would like to do a full session, but it'll be after his practice builds up here at Green Spring.
Oh, okay.
So he will be here for a full day
I would
eventually.
think he'd have a full day to start with.
That's what I said to him too. I asked him if he wasn't sure he wanted 2 or 3 days a week.
Right.
But so that's exciting news.
Good.
That we will have a
Good.
cardiologist as well.
That's wonderful.
That's what I say.
So it sounds like everything is kind of settling into place.
It is. I've been here 9 months today, and you always take a year to get settled. So I
Right.
think we're doing pretty good at 9 months.
All right. You are.
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. And that's it for the medical center.
I hope that's it. We don't want too much more going on at the medical center right at the
But you're
moment.
usually in your office in case anybody has any questions.
Yes, I'm usually in my office. The staff do know when my meetings take place, so that if somebody calls down to see if I'm there, they know whether I'm in a meeting, what time I'd be back. They're pretty much aware of where I'm at all the time.
Right.
In case of emergencies as well. So
Good.
they know when I will be in my office and when I won't. Like I said, it's an open door policy. I always have a minute to stop and talk.
Good.
You know, the paper stuff can
So
wait
they
till
shouldn't
later.
feel that they're interrupting anything.
No, and some people do. Some
Yes.
people do, and they're not. They're not. That's what I'm there for,
Okay.
to answer questions.
I think we're probably used to other offices where you don't interrupt anybody.
Oh gosh, no. I like the interruptions.
Okay.
I like to sit down and talk myself, so it kind of gives me an excuse.
Good. That's good.